Bam, 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 bam.
Hoyoski.
Hoyoness. Yo, Imi, unganaiti mbosasa pano panikanyaya karikupisa. We just wanna talk about it machitsika. Welcome. Oh, you know what time it is. Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this. You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Forth. Welcome, this is Black and Forth.
What's your morning routine saying, Baba? Are you rubbing bananas on the face? Smooth, look smooth. Is it that Saratoga water?
No, you see what it is. Ndungoro hangu nema NAD supplements.
Murguisa ere murgunyora ere mu journal.
And with some cucumbers on the eyes, writing in the journal.
Pinky ponky.
Her father had I wake up in the morning, Kujima 2:49.
While you sleep, we grind.
And it ndova ndamona zindudu. Ndamona zindudu. Ndora meditation.
Muripa zindudu.
Ndodzokera kunorara.
Right.
Ndodzokera kunorara urunzo.
Kush things.
Ndova ndamuka na 9 o'clock.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you can see, we have a lot to discuss and we can't wait to get into it. Welcome back, Boys Republic. How are you, Mr. Judith? How are you feeling on this lovely day?
I'm very well.
Lovely day.
Again, these sunny mornings are making my early mornings bearable. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're getting there. I mean, the temperature is still. Hey, hold on.
It's a bit.
Easy, steady.
You thought,
but brightness is always nice.
As with the previous episode, this episode is proudly brought to you by the good people at zimmat.co.uk. Big shout out to everybody that went out. Vaganotenga. We actually sold out cream soda last week. Shout out to that's incredible.
Look at you guys.
Shout out to you. Cream soda gone. Replacing it this week.
Notice how Orange Crush. Notice how Orange Crush is still there.
We also sold out all my packs, my bodoro, like my 6 packs. So now we have the single units left. But by the time you go back on the website, they will have been replenished. So big shout out to you guys. If you want, to get yours month end, uchimwira zuva richibuda chichi uchimixa tumazoa zuva richibuda. So go on zimmat.co.uk/kandoro. Kandoro ndokakapesa because ndokuti tichike
ndoba neskiri race
mzarumbopotse because and last week makaroti sparkisa because kunotonzi saka boys mune cloud kai so big shout out. Even nyango story ina intention yekutenga, even nyango tori kuZimbabwe kana chingo klika chilingi chingobuda mama vantokuona kuti alright, no, shout out to
big shout out to Poland mixa kane gazovanya apparently.
Gazovanya. Wa mixa ne gazovanya wachikanda ku Ukraine. Anwa wobwabetsera. Because mkomana na weapons.
Takavomera. Ana weapons guys.
Mkomana na weapons.
Anzi chichukuche.
There's a question that has come from different quarters, and I thought it would best to address it right from the start. People have been asking, guys, so does this mean you guys are not going to be doing in-person episodes anymore? And I just thought it would be I think we did touch on it, but I think it would be nice to just touch on it in detail, as in the economics of podcasting. I know it might look that way because everyone and their grandmother has a podcast, but there is real tangible expenses behind the production of something like this. Inini namunashe ndistakati get carried away and let it go on for so long. But the reason why this works, as you have clearly seen, the consistency has increased because there is flexibility that allows us to do this. We are recording this on Wednesday. When we were used to record in person, we would only be able to record on Mondays because Mr. West End during every day off, right? But the risk with Monday is if you're recording on Monday an episode Budista Thursday, Friday, there's a risk of world events overtaking whatever you have recorded. So whatever chatruzo Budista sounds stale or we are not out of touch, cannot worry behind. That's one. But the most important thing about recording in person is it means Guti Munashe has to make the great track.
I ended
Winter. Which means that he has to use fuel. He has to, and even wardrobe yake is also arungochinja matop. But I know same with. So I'm trying to avoid saying what I say that to say.
Anjatombo my socks white. Is that I say that to say.
I say that to say. I'm trying to avoid because and when I started listening to myself, I was like,
I say that to say,
it's a very comforting way of concluding a conversation. But the point is, it's a nice. It ties everything together. But I say that to say, this for the sake of not putting pressure. We have to record. Munashe has to come. That means he has to come with this specific window. If he misses Muswe Monday, it means Takutsokezera kunana Tuesday, Wednesday. It will be tight because he also has real tangible things that he is having to displace to accommodate the podcast. Ingori Uribaden, we have to fork out at least 2 hours. But recording in person meant at least 6 hours. 2 hours.
4 to 5, 6.
And what? 2 hours, that is solely just for driving to and from. 4 hours, the setup and what, and sitting up and what. This means good you. Even Isusu, Patiroti now, war pressure, boys, Marie Rufanda Kudzoka. We want it, but, so that is the reason why. I mean, in as much as this removes some of the physical expenses, the episode still has to be edited. Social media management, this platform that we are using. I know you guys have been commenting with podcast high quality what. That's because it's a very Zoom as now cheaper. But still, but the math yatakagara pasi tikaona ndeyekuti maths dzekuiramba tichiita tucha nekuita here pane maths dziri nani. So that's why. Do you want to add anything, Mr. Chirisa?
No.
Did I leave anything out?
No. Junga that Adam that.
Which leads us to our favorite segment Yema Coffees. We just want to give shout out to Vanu vanenge vachisapota chirongwa pa bridge panemfezwa on the D3DS akatenga 10 maplates esadza Hansi Man of the People Tour 2026 Sydney Australia tinenge tiri po. Shout out to Munashe Madondo and shout out to the boys always keeping me and my boys tapped into WhatsApp at home. Stay on the grind. Love from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, big shout out to Australia, man. Australia massive. Yeah, Australia, man, New Zealand over there. You never know. Big shout out to Taure. I wanted to make a kangaroo sound. I don't know why I was about to say kuku gorigo. I was about to say kuku gorigo. I was about to, I was about to say Kuku Gori. I was like, hold up. That's not. Exactly. Shout out to Tawara Mpambire, 20 my plates Sazans. You guys rock and love the way you guys just segue and take us down into memory lane. I relate to almost every episode. I cancelled my Netflix subscription, but I didn't cancel my USA tour tickets from last year. I'm waiting for New York City. You me up. Kudzi, one plate, akapindira akati, you guys are hilarious. Then someone, angari anonymous, came through, ne three my plates shot, three my plates sadza. Shout out to Avon Lee boy, who came and said, "Good, I see aqua." I think based on the conversation that we were having last time. And no, guys, understand good. Take it to toda kupa aqua. That beg riripo taitopa. Taitopa aqua. And I was like, that's my boy, man. That's right there. That's my boy, man.
Nah, that is a BFF.
That is, and the team, and the direct big ranga report title, but team Reba Bridge deserve way more than this. To that mangwe 100 my plates. Yes, fuck off. Tatenda Muwandi, Anzi, please give us 5 Stella Chiweshe songs. I don't know if that would happen because in Indongo is we are
Now I've seen Stella Chiweshe live at Jazz Cafe. Yeah,
you know she passed away, right?
It's an experience. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's an experience. I'm glad that I got to experience. I never
got. But why took us what? Why was that? Gringo.
Gringo.
You know how like
bad, man,
bro. Mama Chirisa, I need to give an apology. This is on me. Need to clarify slip of the tongue takati mama. As a matter of fact, I need to clarify it's not Mama Chirisa. I don't know why I keep saying that.
No, we just associate
Mama Munash. Vakatenga 5 makofi, not 3 makofi, as I erroneously said. 5 makofis. Mutregerereo, please musavare mwena.
Sorry, moms.
Sorry,
keep it coming.
Sorry, moms. Dara, nyaya mabhisho yakanetsa last time.
Yeah,
Nyaya mabhisho last time. I don't want to. I know you didn't come prepared, but I came prepared, so I don't want to put you on the spot. Top five mabhisho. Top 5 mabhisho. Top 5 mabhisho.
Are we going versus? Are we go bar for bar?
No. That's what I'm saying. But I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. But I don't want to put you on the spot. You can jump in, but I don't want you to.
I don't know how many of you BFFs who have been with us since early days. There's a time when we used to do my verses and Kandoro would do dry.
So I'm trying to be a new man. I'm trying to be a new man. I'm trying to be a new man. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf.
Thank you.
But Pandavanu there was people in the comments Vagati Hans Macharons here. I was like, Iwe, Mushbate. Even Nyangwe kana iriyo pronunciation yacho iri correct. Yekuti anzi factory vakamata anonzi macharons. I thought the H was silent. Where? In Zimbabwe. Silent where? Zvakatangarini.
Silent rotos killer.
Nango.
Silent I don't know, man.
But top 5 yangu inini pa number 5 would be my lemon creams.
Okay, yeah, you did mention my lemon creams that time.
But for me personally, I feel my lemon creams are the light skin women of Mabisho, where the hype and the PR is too good. I don't know. The hype and PR is too good, where it's like, oh, my lemon creams. But when you get down to the nyatso, muletso, you're like, character yacho they are vane ari fleki anokurumidza kufufunyuka. And here I'm talking about Mabisho, not the light-skinned women.
No,
Please, let me clarify.
Let's not.
I'm talking about.
So with my lemon creams, right? With the lemon creams, there were ones that were round and they were like the rectangular ones. Which one here?
Anonyanya kufufunyuka the ones that are squarish. Aya round aya were almost solid. You're right. You're right. Inina I just lampooned them into one category.
Because you can't even bite it in half and then the whole
thing crumbles
and then it's long for man.
Atanga mabisho evanhu vasisina mazino.
Yeah, and ndekushishina.
Then panamba 4 I have my shortbread.
Shortbread, I'm with that. Yeah.
I have my shortbread on some. I discount them because they're almost like a foreigner type. I got vanir with seri. I got vanir by Geza. So I'm like, yeah, in there, but.
Did we have a local brand?
We did. Then for number 3, I have my chocolate coated chow.
Yeah, that one, yo.
My chocolate coated.
I think
because
that goes without saying. That's legit.
I got my biscuit per month end. My biscuit per month end. But
chinokudza kuti inenge red kake plastic
kasungirwa
kari nice.
As a matter of fact, tiri pa boarding ndo mabhisho ataipa vanhu pa Valentines kuti aiwe bata chocolate bata hausi robets urira chimbosvisvina handuona then pa number 2 now tine maramba waraira.
Yes,
which is the version yema shortbread edu because anoza kuti you know wakamborwa chimodo.
Yeah.
Wakamborwa chimodo is basically cake rakashorta my ingredients. That's what it is.
That's what chimodo is.
Chimodo is cake rakashorta my ingredients where vanhu are like hey zvemazai makundinetsa zvemazai hey and that's basically what and maramba waraira feel like the chimodo version ye shortbread because you can see what
butter
ane kamwe kanako so that I really enjoy, right? But
it feels like I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask this.
No. Yeah.
Right. I grew up in a very extended house. It's
yeah.
And from time to time one of my other sisters ndo vaibiga chimodo.
Yeah.
And pane wangwani roko rechimodo. No. Now, be real.
You're right.
Chimodo is actually the same.
No.
Like some of my sisters, I'm not gonna air out.
Pane vanhu vanga vasingazive balance.
Yeah.
Flour to the whoop ratio. Bro,
like right, and you could tell this one. Nasi chimodo chabikwa na ningi. Nasi chimodo, but pano waingo tinzwira wango with sugar a little bit more.
Maito zoti chikabikwa na ningi. Mwe musi mutoti pane pasina ka excitement kake kuti bro. I remember 2000 and you know when flour yakatanga kunetsa and whatnot. I remember my days when you could feel kuti hupu rwakupa flour gokora. Flour yaita kuiswa zvemakuhwa. Unoza flour yaita kuiswa zvemakuhwa.
It's rumored kuti mune flour. Rumor has it maiswa flour.
Rumor is zvekuti mungonzwa but wainyatsozwa kuti iri sadza iri sadza risinambopiwa mukana wekukwata iri sadza. And bro, that is when I divorced nechimodo I don't want to. I don't want to say.
This is getting out of hand. No, this is getting out of hand.
What are we doing here?
Wait,
Chi.
For breakfast.
Which brings us to ngatikudya sadza. Oh, no, imagine kuseva chimodo.
At this point,
Bro. Number one, which brings us to number one.
Okay, who's the winner? Who's the winner?
Number one
Because
is
I've
very
got
obvious.
one winner. I've got
No, number one
winner.
is to be obvious. Mach wins.
Okay. I think
Simply because of the revolutionary aspect of the trauma bonding that is encoded behind Machawon.
Yeah,
Machawon,
no.
Machawon,
It's so Zim-coded. Yeah.
it's so Zim-coded, bro. Machawon is such a unifier. It cuts through a generation.
Yeah. Ndimaenzanise.
You're like, no, Machawon. Oh, ichunu chayo. Unozapaya panonzi ukama igasha.
Yeah.
Your parents bring you tag and they don't include Machawon. It was an economic indicator.
It could,
It was an economic indicator. No, part-time bomuza zvakaoma paya. Now zvaoma zveshuwa.
At that point, it kills the excitement. What are we doing, Gumboko? What's there for me?
when things were good, you knew it would be a 2 kg. You remember that 2 kg size. Right?
Yeah.
But ukazoona vajamba even ka 500 grams kake.
Oh.
Wangoti mazi maputi ne 2 mapeke maputi ne 4 liters ze mazowe.
Because what you do know is at the very least, but we are pick Retsaya.
Yes. What was yours? You seem to have one that you wanted to throw.
So the list you gave sounds like it's a robust one, and it's a functional one. It's a practical one. Nangarin. My flavors.
Right.
Right. I will submit. And I said this last time. Guys, I'm here to come across Biscuit. Eat one now. Eat one now.
Why do I not remember eat one now?
Yellow, and then there's an image of a biscuit with a bite taken out of it, netuma crumbs. It had shortbread like texture-y. That's why. No, come on, eat one now. Come on. It was like hybrid.
Yeah,
that
Rangari uzimere bishweri, bro. Because right now
eat one now. Eat one now. Ndorangari zitaracho. Yeah.
Huh. I know ma ningirigini ma eat some more.
Same family. Same
I know ma eat some more.
So you see
I'm
how
gonna
there's
red
the,
like
you see how there's the round lemon cream and then there's the rectangle lemon cream. I think that's the variation.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I can't jump. I eat one.
No. One time, me and my brother, drink one of a taste on plate. Ina blazo wangu tairifarira biso iroro tikutanga kuricha apanozi amomuzi vanenge vakakanda nezikona riziso zvonizvo haikona kudya nge musati mambona mabiscuits kumba
she would be looking at you like and in that white ones got full sentence.
But mind at this point Bishora like so much we were completely oblivious, and then it gets to the last biscuit. This is the last biscuit. Inini na blaza vatarisa on plate. Mom's I'm telling them on the share. Tata, imi.
Shaolin Bamas. Kurowa pakazara vanhu, but there is zero evidence yekuti pane munhu alaitwa.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the last submission,
Yeah.
nice biscuits. They're literally called nice.
My flavors are
No, brother, nice really universal, bro. Nice UK. Nice, bro. The BFFs, guys. I'm not tripping. The nice, they were square. They were so good. They were so good.
But you mean Charlotte Magana Bride? My flavors are Bride. My flavors are Hartley.
Hardly one. They were literally sprinkled sugar.
Okay.
They thin.
Maybe it's the branding. You couldn't racist.
Yeah, my nice. They literally called my nice biscuits. Those are that one. List up my flavors.
Reku Bride. Yeah, my niggas Bride niggas. Patusha.
I was like, oh,
bro, I have an important question that I want to ask. Hey, we have so much to discuss this episode. I really hope we are able to compress it all. And why do kids of today not eat crust anymore, bro?
Oh, okay. So
why do kids of today not eat crust anymore? Do you remember how our generation
could you fight crust there?
Bro, do you remember that? Like Tichichemera, because when our generation, when it came to bread, there were two things. We would fight kunotenga chingwa, one, so that to shortest a slice tichiri mu road because chingwa, we remember we used to get chingwa chiri fresh and it's piece chiri soft chiri. Exactly. You didn't even need to get butter on ingredient. Then secondly, washika den kwacho crust ndeyangu.
Yeah, crust. Yeah. I hate the crusting. No, because I think the thing is, we had the impression that crust feels more dense, therefore, gutisa more. Right?
And it's more bread than...
It feels like there's more bread in the crust.
So basically it was kukara.
Half bread. But half loaf is now it's on. It's on. It's
so basically kukara. It was rooted in kukara. So vana vemazuva vakare are we losing the recipes?
No, I think they were losing the recipes. And I think I don't know. Because one thing that made me realize I think that adjust to an economy of abundance is crust no chingwa chanopedzera kubata
handitombodi kuchiona
now when I say ndinochisunurudza bro ndinochisunurudza kusvikira asangana nayo at the end of the loaf
because it looks exactly and because it looks so stiff, it's just there and it's like wow, this feels like a lot of work.
It feels like a lot of chewing.
Feels like a lot, but I feel like it was very essential. Even now, I don't know now if this is telling about where our, it's an economic indicator again. But there is generally no excitement about bread amongst the kids of nowadays. I mean, bro, I don't see anyone being excited about the notion of bread or
You are
breakfast.
so okay. To be fair, I can't really speak on this with much authority because
No, but even now,
I'm not interacting. And I'm not. I just. But what you're telling me is news, and it's very concerning news because Chingwa, bro. Do you know? Do you know Chingwa was so based? Yeah. Now I couldn't even fathom to kungotora 2 slices dzechingwa ndodzora majarini ndototi sandwich. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But
like what?
kuzim chingwa nebata netea, bro. Ndaichovha half loaf rice ndakasaika like it's
Bro.
nothing.
Taigadzira marecipes ekuti unoti imwe takaisa dovi, imwe yeswa bhata, imwe yeswa dovi, wobva ukazosangana neavocado.
Kotapea.
Ndiri kurita avocado pakuita sei kwe? Kotapea. Kotapea. Wasangana nekotapea. Especially makotapea anenge adonha from next door. Aita kudonha. Kwete makotapea. Do you remember makotapea? Do you remember makotapea ekupfimbika? Ekwisa muhupfu.
You make sure to munorifushira muhupfu, make sure riri mu dark place. Yeah.
Mobva mari
uchanotira kutebvenyungere unoti asatira kutebvenyungere dzorere hapana chaizobowa sekuti wari kanganwa wazopinda raita wastuck like kutapera.
If you have kids, please don't let the kids lose the recipes. Chero zvinhu zvikanaka sei, kids need to know the pressure of running kunotenga chingwa. Don't lose it. We're losing our culture. We're losing our culture.
Fange chimushini chekucheka chingwa cheche, that's how you know kuti wakura. Kana wakura unonga kuvhunzwa kuchislice wega.
But there's so much to get into. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I feel like our kids, when we speak about culture, that's our culture.
No. That's our culture.
That's culture. Yes. That too, but culture. Vananga vadye crust. Vozo jiramba crust vakura. Vakwanisa kutenga chingwa. But kana munhu ari kutengerwa chingwa unoramba crust ukamira sei?
Usina budget rekutenga chingwa chako wega.
Iwe?
Ndokuchaitsoka iko.
Values. Pinda mTesco simudza hivos. Womuti yo, inonzi hivos hovis. What hey, you. Yo.
Super crust.
Inonzi crusty. Raw crust mfana. In fact, what do you know about kunyika chingwa muti? What do you know about kunyika chingwa? We're losing our recipes, but we have so much to get it through, bro. It's such a packed week.
It was
such a packed week. By the time we recorded last week, a lot of national events had happened. A certain, war vet had come out and gone on further to criticize and threaten the president, talking about none other than Blessed Geza. He did a press conference. He is also scheduled to do one today. We're recording this on Wednesday, the 26th of March. Blessed Geza just put out a tweet saying he's going to address the nation later on today. Again, going to that issue, convenience of recording this. We were meant to record this yesterday, as you know, Mr. Chirisa, but events superseded other things. Other events took priority, where Munashe had to focus on the things that were very real in that particular moment, right? Flexibility would it have been possible? One or two things. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just bringing that up because I thought it was an opportunity to further illustrate the flexibility of this arrangement. Because it allows us to to give our attention to other things that might have otherwise not been afforded the time.
But don't worry, guys. I feel you. Neni on lynch doctor no bembrin. Anytime snambo chapas.
But the one thing that I can guarantee you is Kuti. Yeah. the one thing the one thing that we can guarantee you guys is Kuti, the quality, regardless of how we record, we're always going to give you energy, bridge, regardless of whether it's virtual or it's Ningrian. And I know you guys feel that. But that was a slight diversion. My point with the Kwananagananga, with Blessed Geza came out and said, 31 March. He said a lot of things, a lot of bullshits, a lot of Ningri. But the long and short of what he said was 31 March. We were taken to the streets. We are demonstrating against President ED, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to lie, bro. That press conference was so charged. Jekuti, the next day was such a disappointment for me. Because, he addressed whatever he addressed to Mausiku, and I thought, Iwe, Parenge Bachi Pisa Mangwana. Because such and such is going to respond, and what? There was nothing.
So
there was nothing. No one said, not even Nick Mangwana acknowledged that it had happened. No one.
So it's a very good point that you make there. What I kind of made of that is it's either one of two things. A, which very well could be just quite literally a strategic thing. No, you don't give it weight by addressing it, and sure, which it seems to have worked if that was the intention. And also, I think it was also so charged. Anyone with any ounce of, sense and nous would have been smart enough to know, this is not my portion. Yeah, it's because
I'm going to let whatever is meant to happen.
Hey, because when they say when elephants fight, the grass is
Exactly.
There's a recognition of Ndisu
Exactly.
And I don't have a horse in this race. It's like
absolutely.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it was one of those two. Either way,
and a lot of people were like, we can't wait to see this being discussed on propaganda. We can't wait. I was like, yo, my man. I don't.
Because man said, we're going to give the signal. And most opinions on you, you're the signal.
I have said this before, but I'll continue saying it. I know that I look like somebody who's brazen, who says whatever comes to his head as it comes to his head. But I want to promise you, to all those words that you hear me say are vetted by an internal body clock that tells me,
I've got an internal auditing system.
This is, and maybe from time to time that internal, alarm system goes beyond the normal, or the regular Ningrigan. But I promise you, there is one thing that for me, everything that you see on propaganda, I've never presented myself as somebody who has inside information. Never. Because having inside information, even when people come and say, Kandoro, do you know this? Or do you know this? There's certain people who come and say there are things for the. But I will never put myself in a position where people say, Ndakazvinzwa kuna Kandoro.
Kandoro broke the news.
You never hear breaking news. That it's not. Propaganda discusses zvinhu zvakatoitika and tries to make sense of zvinhu zvinogona kuitika. It's a show where chinenge tichiedza kutsiura kuti ko zvinhu zviri kuitika izvi, you never find a classified information on. We discuss things that are very clearly in the public domain.
It's never coming on
Maybe
an exclusive, extra. Read all
never.
about it.
Handina kana shungu idzodzo, handina kana handitorina chidokwa chacho chekuva tanhingirini. The
Yeah,
opportunities are there because it's that there is, bro, you have to be aware of the context you live in. There's people who pride themselves in doing that. There's people who do that well. We're creating context, right? So that was the first domino that fell. Blessed Geza came out. He was drenched in military fatigue. He looked like his production team. What? He was proper fired up. Then the next day, seemingly unconnected, not the next day, a day or two later, Kestiko eventually got elected as the
IOC.
president of the IOC. Again, something that people were like,
African woman.
Kandoro, did you see this? You were the one who was saying such case. Again, I want to correct guys. Kesti was never going to get elected. I was just communicating my disappointment. She doesn't really have a good record. As a matter of fact, Inine, I'm someone who's supporting Kesti Covent because I'm like, go there and shine. When we've showed them that white people are also incompetent. Show them. Break the stereotype, Kesti Muzukuru. Show them on an international level. Show them. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her. Please. But
Do you think she's going to? Do you think she's going to perform better in that role than?
I think she's absolutely going to smash it because unlike the Minister of Sport, that committee has structures in place that can function without a president, right? I mean, KST is not. Vangas no mirror KST to decide with the 2028 Olympics are happening in America. Are they? Munhu kutosvika vanhu vatori well within. Iye ndiye anogona kuuya nevision yake yekuti amaz kodai tadiita dai pakadai so dai tadii, but there's I think there's committees and subcommittees, there's budgets in place where you know she's going to thrive. She's absolutely going to thrive.
I think she'll.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. But it still doesn't nullify the point Yeguti that I was raising. Guti, in case this 7 years, anagana swimming pool one yakakata ribbon. She's an Olympic swimmer. Anagana swimming pool one yatakaona yakapenda panywan.
Kana program kakati zvinoita kuintroduce swimming kuma underdeveloped schools.
Anagana pond yakavura. Swimming pool maybe is too much. Pond, kuti what are its fish papana wangu. Ndezvemvura. Nana pond saka I was just communicating. But you see these two events you see these two events that we just mentioned are seemingly unconnected, right? General Geza press conference KST. So KST's appointment to this to as president immediately meant kuti she couldn't run as minister. She couldn't continue as minister of sport
so she had to,
because she can't occupy both positions. For you president, you can't have ties to. You can't have a political position.
Of course.
So now,
so I know that they reappointed Rongoman.
So now the conversation immediately became, who's going to be the new minister of sport? Then do mazuva ndobva then do vapaitwa akanzi presidential review yema ministers where ministers were being graded kuti makadosera makaita sei. To summarize the events of that, the best performing minister in Zimbabwe akanzi the minister of transport, who is Felix Mona. which in itself is a testament because kana muchiti Minister of Transport,
Transport, no, it most.
though the best performing.
No, I don't buy it.
This is not a
Transport
criticism.
is in great hands.
It's not a criticism. It's not a criticism of the Ministry of Transport, but it's the criticism of how bad are all the
God.
other ministries performing.
Right?
What?
If that's the measure.
It's like kubva kuchikoro kwenyu wotransfer iwo ndiwo waisunga kuchikoro kwenyu wotransfer wosvika uchitwa head boy number 1. It's like maparents akola
macandidates ebagwana ba
maimprove here mudhara kana kuti so
relativity.
In that KST was bro, Ministry of Finance was seen nowhere. Aina kuyaka wina. But officially KST said their goodbyes, and then we woke up to the news that the commander of the Zimbabwean National Army, General Sanyatwe, had been appointed the Minister of Sport. This was announced yesterday on the 25th. And everyone was like,
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. Just to give you a brief history of Sanyatwe, might sound familiar because, yes, Sanyatwe, at the time where the things that happened in 2017 happened, he was the highest ranking guy at the presidential guard. And he was also the guy where after the 2018 elections, forget what those shootings, August 1, he's the 45 degrees guy.
I was literally about to say 45-degree angle.
Yeah, he's the guy, he's the general who gave that order for people to get in the streets and whatnot. And then after that, he was promoted to ambassador of Tanzania. So he was sent out of the country immediately after that August 1. And then at some point in 2023, he came back, Nicodemusly, and was appointed.
Nicodemus hours.
And he was appointed
in the veil of the night.
And he was appointed commander of the Zimbabwean National Army. So he's had a very interesting LinkedIn movement. Every now and then. So now he's the Minister of Sport, which for me is very exciting because if I know anything about the general, it means Guti. Hakuna mafanis ari kuitwa ku Minister of Sport. As a matter of fact, vachingobva muku announce kwakunzi Minister of Sport Zimbabwe yakabva yagohwesa against Nigeria. Instant impact. The Warriors were playing with Nigeria at the time with Nigeria in Nigeria. Filled up stadium. Yanga yakaroa 1-0. Announced. General is now the Minister of Sport. The coach of Zimbabwe made the Zimbabwean coach made the substitution. Tawanda Chirewa came in. Bam! Go Bora. Instant impact, Sir Minister. KST would never do that.
Hey, you don't want to go back home with your push out there because doubt serious things,
Shigapa airport. Chwana welcome committee. Ona changu chimwe chana. But so there's different theories as to why the shuffling.
I can see the theories. I can also
why you wanna? Why you want? There's a lot of theories as to why certain movements have been made in the context of these machinations that seem to be that initial conversation 31 March and it seems like people are being but because this is a podcast that is also we kiki and total and and whatnot, no one wants to be we've discussed. Hey, I want to wish everyone who wants to make fun of the new Minister of Sport all the best. You won't catch me there. Time maker, boys. Time maker.
No.
All those Kirsty jokes are dead.
And they're done. Anyway, yeah, that was a good tenure,
Usajairire
Kirsty.
usajairire munhu anoita kunge asati ambosmaila their entire life iwo.
Again, what did we say about first test here, bro? Don't
Usajairire
do
munhu
that.
anoita kunge asati ambosmaila in their entire life. Every picture that
Akatokangana.
I've seen of that man is like it's an
Pane something
unfamiliar.
chiruno. Like
Like
pane
what?
something chiruno in the place.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is far as we will joke about the new minister. Anoona tanda kutaka kumwauka. So I'm very curious, man, to hear what this guy will say. I think it's going to be a lot of waffling, right? I think it's going to be a lot of waffling, a lot of what. The thing that I want to tell people is when it comes to even Ukanzi Muswa 31 true protester, please, I would encourage people to stay home on that day. Please don't get caught up in the hula baloo of protesting because, as you can clearly see, some of these fights have nothing to do with the Ningrian. Please don't participate in endorsing something that has nothing to do with you. For your own safety, for your family, keep
Yeah.
yourself safe, stay at home. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing to gain, no matter how. The munhu wacho ari kutokutaurirai kuti hande itoenda mastreets is not mumastreets. Handwana. He is saying this from the comfort of a very undisclosed location. Why
It's probably a very secure one at that.
Handwana. So I would say please don't let's not involve ourselves. Let's watch, we laugh and we kiki, but that's our fullest extent, man. Because I really would be so disappointed for people to get caught up in a power struggle that is nothing to do with us. As we later learned, after 2017. And the thing that worries me is even getting rid of a president in such manner. It only sinks Zimbabwe further in international isolation.
No, I mean that was always the biggest worry. I mean, even on my part, is you tend to know a transition of power like that. Once it happens the first time, it sort of sets the precedent for, particularly in Africa. Once man went down that route, ndo yatongo system yenyu is the next guy, next guy, or something of that sort. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to untangle or reset that precedent, but oh well. But like you said very clearly, and the only thing that would spur people into such actions is stronger personal within your seldom has to do with so I know my guys.
So,
but oh well, it'll be interesting to see how things play out and unfold.
Let's move on to safer topics. Very, very safe topics. I mean, there's nothing contentious. Ola spent weekend in Jerem Dala.
That was very interesting because I was on Facebook and then I saw he posted saying, "Guys, I'm going live in a bit. Help me, my life is in danger," or something like that. I was like, yeah. Is this a joke?
That's like the digital version of my way. There's nothing more. There's nothing more emasculating than the sounds that you make as a man when your life is really in danger, and you don't care. And you don't care who cares.
At this point, it's just like, I sound also Dylan survive.
I don't let my sounds no Buddha involuntarily.
Help me.
But
I'm in a situation where you genuinely have to say help.
several times. Well, I've never been in a situation where I needed to ask for help in English because that communicates a lack of seriousness to me. If you still need to communicate what you need to say in English, Sadra shut Sadra shut up.
Help! Oh gosh.
No, so if you remember when we were recording the episode last week, I think we even mentioned on the episode. Good, Holiten there's an episode there. Holiten about Twitter now. None of us could have ever foreseen that graduating into the chaos that it did.
Ooh,
None.
but in all fairness, when I caught bits of it, particularly the Ubit stuff that he was going on about, for a moment there, I was like, and I was like, because as that was happening, I knew I had a feeling that pane juicy rukuruku.
Bro.
Pane Apollo juicy.
And
pane Apollo
vakaritsvagira
juicy.
shinda.
They are crocheting Apollo juicy, right? I did have a feeling. I was like,
akasimudza chaunga.
ndakati awafarisa terrace uda kufadza terrace wakuda kufadza terrace iye
hanzi ana mudiwa vanenge vane makondomu cheche. I'm like, bro, why does Mudiwa? Knows that Mudiwa.
He does be catching strays.
He be catching strays, bro.
Oh
my guy will be chilling there somewhere doing nothing to no one, and Vorovocho, you know. Last week it was you saying, why did they not hire?
It was you. Now, I gave my reasoning as to why I said that. I gave my reasoning, which I think was valid. I wasn't even trying to take shots. I don't know the man. No, I was just thinking of security companies. And
so Ola had Holiten on his podcast, and Holiten said several outlandish things about several influential individuals. Yuberenjio Mudiwa, his own wife.
His own wife. Your own wife.
There has to be my limits to Kusimza Chaunga.
I mean, like I said, I've never particularly, and I'm still really not bothered by his outbursts because this, you know what he's doing. We know what
the conflicting thing is the music slaps.
Yeah, no, which is why I said that. Which is why I said that. You know, I think you'd spare yourself a lot of.
But do you think an individual? Do you think an individual like that? Do you think an individual like that, if we were to outweigh the pros and cons, do you think an individual like that is more beneficial or detrimental to the music business or to the business of music? Like the things that they do encompassing everything, do you think they are a net positive or negative to the entertainment industry and so on?
I think I want to say it's inconsequential. It's neither net positive gain. I think it's just neutral because the thing with art and music and whatnot, like you also said, the music slaps. I think it only becomes a valid question when it's directed at him? Is it a net positive for him? Is it a net negative for him? But for the music industry as a whole, I don't think it does anything, because people are going to be putting out bangers. Good music is going to be good music, and people are just going to go kune music ruspaka, kune zvinhu ruspaka.
No,
Yeah,
the reason why I ask is
yeah,
because I'll be seeing to my comments Muslim celebs, right? Where people are like, you guys, mauti bo wanenya izi, you guys keep, giving attention to this, ningirigini, what. So that's where I started thinking of it. Good, But I actually think with drama and what it's actually a positive. I think all the chaos at the end of the day, because the amount of people that actually eat off that drama, right? You have people. One, at the end of the day, people are talking about. It keeps the spotlight on Zimbabwean music. We can have a conversation, separate conversation about whether that spotlight is negative or positive, right? Where it's this young guy who's making moves, and then on the other hand, you have guys who are making money through podcasting and talking about this guy, where that
yeah.
money doesn't. One, you have Ola, you have guys who are doing reaction videos and vlogs and
Uh-huh.
TikToks and what. And I think that talkability, I mean, there are days where it's like azonyanya, but I think the general consensus, especially if you're talking about Zim hip hop and long withstanding its attention as an interesting genre with interesting individual, he's been very instrumental in keeping it. Because if we go just by, my preferred favorite artists are, the J. Cole types, So that would be your votes JTs, right? Your Blink Fours, your Ningrikin. But those guys, you find good talent alone is not enough to sustain a whole industry, right? Drama iroro rinotodikanwa. Ah, iroro
Yeah.
drama rekuti marange rover maningirikini azosapota zanu azodaiso azoningira ozoona kuti iwe tatosvika muyear 3 kati totaura nezvemunhu.
I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, 100%. Hence, I said, as far as him,
Yeah.
on him per se, yeah, of course. But then I guess when you start talking about the general traffic towards that, then
Yeah.
cool. But funny you should say that. I was having a conversation with my mom not too long ago, and she brought up Holy Ten, and she was talking about Holy Ten and and then I just sort of kind of dismissed it by saying, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He wants to get people talking. He's kind of like, look at you right now. You couldn't even tell me two Holy Ten songs, or you don't even know his music, and yet here you
Right.
are speaking about this young man. It's just like, you know what? You're actually right. But then, in the same kind of breath of things, yeah, he's been spoken about. Someone like my mom who doesn't care for his music is speaking about him. But is that going to make her go and listen to him?
Probably not.
Probably there's a good chance it's not. There's gonna be some people out there
Yeah, then
it's going to convert.
probably.
So
I
for him,
Yeah.
yeah. But on the industry in general, I mean, if anything, one might even make the argument that it's taking away from a spotlight that could have been shown on other upcoming emerging acts who also
need the
have
spotlight.
great music, who could do with that spotlight. Maybe I guess that's where the sentiment of people saying is because
Yeah.
maybe because there's this plethora of talented people and acts and what have you.
Rega
So
tichipambure kune vedare tinzwe kuti vanoti kudii. What do you guys think? Do you think all this hullabaloo surrounding Mukomana Holy 10, does it take away more than it gives to the industry of, of Zim hip hop or music in general? There's a few questions that came through via our Instagram. I'm just going to blaze through them. Delroy Munashe says, with the current way of recording the pod, are we going to see my guests soon? Do you want to take that one, Mr. Jirisa?
Oh yeah, as was evident in our not this one, but the one prior to the last episode,
Yeah.
we had the man himself, Nijo, the sleep pastor, Mr. Maritinho. If anything, it actually might even make it easier for us to bring in guests from all
Very
over the
easy.
world, because
Yeah.
it's a virtual thing. Because the studio, yeah, Trevor,
But then,
what? So yeah, I would think the short end of that would be yes, definitely. In fact, one might say expect to see more guests and more interesting guests.
Lotus Flower Bomb has asked, and when are we going to have a Mjolo advice segment? This has always existed, guys. You can send in your questions anytime.
Yeah, just ask
If
them.
you have a dilemma, if you have a dilemma,
Dilemma.
if you have a dilemma, Yerudo, please send it through. Tochi Bambura. We are here. We are the experts. Well, I don't know about Munash. Hans Munash.
Come on.
My AA Ashna one.
No, I've got some knowledge to impart. Come on, guys. Who is this?
Hans, I want to hear Hans Nafadzi. I want to hear Munash's ayahuasca story to quit smoking. I've been waiting. I think we need to dedicate that one to
The Campbell.
Hans, why are you doing that kind of setup? Musa Singasha Wona Nina Mr. Chiris. I think this is a dramatic way of asking the thing that we have.
We have addressed, yes. So we've answered that.
But I don't know why it would be phrased.
It like I can't stand being the same room as this
Like
nigga. No,
that's a junior whiz. Why is this being phrased? Hans, I would love to hear Munash's high school experience after arriving in the UK. And then Nya 23 says, can you guys share how you two met and how long you've known each other, please? We've said this before, right? We met Kumagamba when you came to Zim, but I've always known each other on social media. We met on social media, then met in person. 2019 in Zim. Then, when I came here, sustained the relationship there, and then, we are people who do similar things. Our paths were bound to bump into each other.
Of course, it was inevitable. It was inevitable.
Mutual admiration. This guy is talented, keen to know more about what he does. That was my, standpoint.
Likewise, that man be cooking. Yeah. When you say down, you can.
Let's see. Mauyaere ne makango pots. Mauyaere ne boto. Royco TBK.
And the Royco actually always brings me Royco when it comes from soup.
There's actually Royco that you haven't collected here.
Yeah, and then Royco.
And Jomazo. You're going to have to find a reason to come to Banbury to collect. But yeah, let me in the. You see how hey. You have zero poker face. Zero poker face. Zero.
No, I was laughing at your terrible one.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I
saw what you did. Yeah, all right, boy. Yeah.
It was an inside thing.
Yeah.
But you said something about jumping a spotlight that should be going to better deserving artist, and I have just the thing for you, my guy.
Well, you love me.
In this particular episode, I would love for us to shine a spotlight to one of the most exciting young artists in Zim hip hop. He's also a crooner. I don't know if I can pigeonhole him within Zim hip hop or in the Zim hip hop, because he's also a crooner who's very It's like Afro, so it's like I don't know how to. Let me just play it. This is Calvin Mangena.
Yeah, nah,
Certain
he
you're
been
familiar.
called.
You know, you're familiar with Calvin Mangena.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me-
He did that track with our girl, isn't it?
Which one?
Mandia Way.
Yes.
Urgonachi, ndizvakudara pamukomana mari, vangu tsvaga mari muraundi nevamwe, ona mangwana
International, yeah. Made it. Oh, chakanaka, achirungwechi chakanaka. Oh, flavor chakalaka, chandi pidi kuraichi chandi daka.
Hold on. The reason why I paused this is because I feel like Nyasha David is also slowly going under the radar. I mean, he's been getting his flowers, but the way this man cooks
he
on
cooks. He
the
cooks.
hooks,
International,
and I think this is to Calvin's credit, he always seems to know who to bring on the song to make it.
That's a skill on its own.
That's a skill where it's like you're not just
International, yeah. Made it. Oh, chakanaka, achirungwechi chakanaka. Oh, flavor chakalaka, chandi pidi kuraichi chandi daka. Andina daka, makanaka, idi daona pakanaka, idi pakanaka, shuaini daona pakanaka. Nyafunga yenungizile, yena yedwa. Ikazi selingchazile, shota wena. We mama selubhekisile, wena themba. Imali sengipakejile, amadola. Yeah, kwela langa, shona langa. Phela nyanga, mbona umuntu wami. Lola, tasuwa pepiti chita Lola.
so that song, bro. That song Inonzi Kweli Langa. That's Calvin Mangena featuring Nyasha David and
So I
Nati
thought it was
O.
Nyasha David's song.
Yeah, because on TikTok people just clip that that part, right?
No,
Yeah, he's a superstar, bro. But he has been in the game for about I've known him for, I've heard his name for about 2 years now, but I have no doubt that he was there before. But in the past 2 years is where I would say he is. Let me just let the music do the talking, bro.
Alright, go ahead and emotion on this one.
Yes, she can be yours, but the white silence. You break your heart.
Mfana uya.
Yes,
Mfana uya.
This one is called Jandoda.
Alright, go ahead and emotion on this one.
K-Flow is on this one. M Killer is on this one.
She can be yours, but the white silence. You break your heart, Nina break your back. We keep it alive, topinda to defend the vibe. Wanna be in a hype, this is for you, no. For anybody who ex funny this year, topinda war ojo. Ex homo to see your straight like 6 piro seke jo. My stitches coffee state no chikosoro. Peta de ne ma donjoro. San gume. Talk pipe de ne ma fashoro. Opara ba jenta no tigisa geto. Tereri ne guti. Friday you family go boba selling no one go temberi. Doja and Doda, punchline after punchline, that is my time, it's a like
Swandota, and the dirty skies in those Swandota, ndozvandoda handite disguise ndozvandoda chama ndazvandoda
munwe ndowandoda nyangwe black rich piseroro ndorandoda jini remubhero wangu ndorandoda I'm finna bowl out harare ndokwandopa ndendiri muhondo fit your black in the tin ndine mageva from the hood getting later pashaiko 2 or 3 my cheeks started thick and the lipstick was boys zangu ndodze dipstick switch and I know a couple niggas that be looking at that like who's that yeah. Did you been up a sport deep and ndagara wazangu my flip-flops yeah. And I know a couple girls right now they probably know me from TikTok yeah. They put them to the picture yeah. You know been that busy about Insta let me slow it down haven't been around but joking around picture perfect I'm the one they talk about light skin no dark skin no that you can I'm a bitch you are and
No. What are you telling me?
What the fuck is this? Yo! Oh!
What are you telling me?
Oh my God!
What are you telling me?
Yo!
The boys are cooking. The boys are cooking.
Jesus!
So the verse you just heard, that was M Killer. But once why ka tu.
I was about to.
Zandoda, Zandoda. You cannot fail. You cannot fail.
Dozandoda, punchline after punchline, that is my time, it's a like
Dozandoda handite disguise ndozvandoda handite disguise ndozvandoda chama ndazvandoda
munwe ndowandoda nyangwe black rich piseroro ndorandoda jini remubhero wangu ndorandoda I'm finna bowl out harare ndokwandopa ndendiri muhondo fit your black in the tin ndine mageva from the hood getting later pashaiko 2 or 3 my cheeks started thick and the lipstick was boys zangu ndodze dipstick switch and I know a couple niggas that be looking at that like who's that Did you been up a sport deep and ndagara wazangu my flip-flops and I know a couple girls right now they probably know me from TikTok they put them to the picture you know been that busy about Insta let me slow it down haven't been around that zoka around picture perfect I'm the one they talk about light skin no dark skin dovando not that you can I'm a bitch you are and do I told that
Zandoda never wa handite disguise ndozvandoda.
Big up Calvin Mangena. Big up Calvin Mangena. Big up M Killer. Big up K. Bro.
Yo! They snapped. I'm about to punish this song.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Bro.
What was that?
Bro. It's
that?
Can you imagine a proper music industry where music videos go on TV and they are seen by millions and you are not having to rely on social media following where imagine the superstars we would have.
Well, anyway, that's a given. We know. Like, come on, son. How greedy,
you know? But I don't want to. This might look like Ndangwene Tuma song for my hip hop heads. I've got something for the ladies. I've got something.
Oh
for the ladies.
my God!
Just to just for the ladies. Just for the ladies. Just for the ladies. Munondiziva netuma gitare.
Guitar, I love it.
waita suicide azombolinga neasiri fine vetanisare ndega moyo uri pasafe side zvanga zvondibuditsa mugwara pedza mari yese ndechoona ndakangwara ini ndaitengeswa magwarana ndosazara ndichichema zverudo zvavharana nanhasanozviziva kuti akasiya moyo waakauraya ndakagara ndamuudza ukazobaya moyo wandiuraya zverudo ndakuitai nyaya dzemujolo ndadzityai stress yaiperera kufifa everyday munhu anenge akabhipa saka ndati zverudo ndakuitai ndinombonyatsonzi rudo chacho ndakatishaya
inonzi ndakuita. This is Tadex iri kufeature obviously he's featuring quite a few people on there. A banger, Freeman is on there, Mendy Awe is on there, Calvin Mangena is on there. Let me actually find you part here, Calvin Mangena.
Lombana ngipetera angiyakutshela ngidlalero ngivisa snaps every morning abalivisa mufungwa zake anouyanimpe zemujalo anjade wonkatele zenkatele ngawusandidlalo mujolo.
Is the Ndebele Prince.
I love that. Or in this Rupert Yamandia, please.
Chaka shaina zvacho mendi yawe.
Waisakuna kana kunanganisa zvese zvawaita waingokanganisa beda uenda pana chakumisa you were insecure pazvinhu zvacho you were immature kana waenda make sure udzoke zvemujolo hauzvigoni kunotinosiya takuparadza ungebiyara nezuro takuraradza tinokusakadza tinovhura humbe gara watosimba humbe.
I used to call him Mamacita.
Interesting point, but I don't know if you've.
I love Mandy so much, man.
I love Zimbabwean music so much. It does unexplainable things to me. I don't know if you've heard what's happening with Trevor Dongo.
Yeah, I heard Danzi Chichichi Pisirwaden guns like what?
Of everything that is being discussed surrounding that conversation about how there's all these people who have come out and said we are pledging this to support Trevor to help him get on his feet. I have not seen a single police report.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just not something that people would.
No,
bring.
Arson is not something that is like defamation where you choose to
Arson, it has to, because it has.
It's not a personal grievance.
It's not a do I want to press charges for murder?
So exactly, do you get what I mean? It's not a similar to.
No, I just thought maybe the police report or the.
I have not heard about anyone being arrested in relation. It seems like everyone knows who did it. If in fact, I don't know if this is just a social media thing because first of all, the building that we saw in pictures, right, looks like a flat. It looks like the top floor, last floor apartment on a high-rise building. If you're starting a fire
in a place like that,
it's not in isolation.
Yeah, and it's not. Hey, and if you fail to manage that, it'll piece of the whole floor. That type shit. Yeah, so it's a serious one.
It's a serious one where I have not heard of anyone being in police custody or anyone being questioned, and I think that puts us as a dangerous precedent where people might end up thinking they can go around addressing personal grievances. But I do hope.
Hey, but that is callous, bro. How are you gonna set fire on a top floor? You already know what the fire services in Zimbabwe are fucked up. Like, how are they even going to deal with that?
You know. Yeah, man. I think. You know, we always want to keep it short and sweet. I want to ask you a very contentious question, Mr. Richirisa.
Go for it.
I know you were also raised on the same musical palette as I was, as is many of our listeners. What is the greatest Riddim in the history of Riddims?
Okay. I mean, as far as popularity and kufararira, I'm gonna have to go with the Diwali Riddim.
No. Don't go with popularity. Go with your. I want to get yours. And it might still be the Diwali Riddim. I just wanted to clarify.
Can I give a top 3, please? Yeah, because it's hard. It's hard. Diwali number 3. Right. I don't even know if I can put them in a particular order.
The concept yeku wainirwa. No. Kakubenderera.
No, but because even from a visual kind of standpoint, you know, look at it.
Motion.
Come on.
So you said Diwali.
It's giving cookies out of Ramazizo.
Full transparency. Jugunaka. Full transparency. So you said Diwali.
Okay, Diwali. Number 2. For me, this is a personal one. Military Riddim.
I'm with the girls, that's how we rock. I'm number 1.
Military, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number 1.
There's so many options to choose from, man.
I think I would say Tropical Storm.
Yeah, that would have to be like a personal cut. You have memories attached to a specific song.
No, because you know why Tropical Storm as well.
Yeah.
Because whilst bang Audaro, that's the first Riddim where I started hearing Zimbabwean dancehall artists.
Right.
That's the first Riddim, and that's what benga richinetsa.
In my first Zimbabwean
I think that's the Ndagatanga netsa kare ndichagerwa dino.
My first one that I heard was international was Laxpin Riddim.
Okay.
I want
Yes, Rasta. Yeah, but for me, Tropical Storm. That
I don't have a long list, Baba. I can fight anyone till the death. The number 1 Riddim of all time is this Riddim. Because if you are as old as I am and you hear this and you don't immediately think Simad Entertainment,
Woman says she want challenge the rash. Take her on the track. Me so ash. Sting it like a wash. She said good gosh, good gosh, good gosh. Woman says she had the wickedest thing since Bonnie and Clyde. Can you handle the ride? Can you handle the ride? That's your.
Awusikuziva ngoma uriyase.
Sexy body, sexy body, sexy lady, sexy lady. Look good girl. Look good girl. All over the world. Big up all the sexy body girls. Why, no one look good time. Hey, all of the sexy body girls. Why, no one look good time. Baby, I go pick them up one by one. And then 2 by 2, and then 3 by 3, and then 4 by 4. We are gonna pick them up 5 by 5, and then 6 by 6. Hello, Miss Gorgeous, you looking fine.
I will fight. Okay. I will fight people till the end of time.
Okay.
Ndakaona vanhu I think I was 12 years old. Ndakaona vanhu vachiwainirwa vanhu vakuru New Year's party police camp. I think they were about angati form 4, form 3 vachiwainirana nemabhebhe avo who were equally, you know, ma 15, 16. But at that time, you know, kuti kana uri 11 years, 12 years. Yeah, I must have been 10, 11. If you're looking at 16-year-old, 17-year-old,
they look mad. Oh yeah.
They look mad.
Grown.
Urikuona vachi parikuridzwa 10 me. And because this was a New Year's party. We've been allowed to run around in police camp because my police are like it's safe and turikuona vanhu varikuwainirwa and I'm looking at I'm 10-year-old. That
looks nice, man.
That looks nice.
I like that one there.
Ndobakatanga Jenny yangu yemabaddies. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the greatest Riddim in the history of Riddims? Let us know in the comments. This has been another episode of Back and Forth Boys Republic.
Back and Forth Boys Republic alongside them items.
You know, I think we've had fun. Episode 46.
46 and that was
some catastrophic events that come and happen and try to take attention away from this brilliant episode that we've cooked. Come on.
Something, you know, kayang snack. But thank you guys. It's been before the end. I'm Mach is blushing.
Mama blush, I'm tired.
Then that's not going to go humble because ningazo were ndenga tune ndo uno wangu hai ndo zvanogara vachiita
has that message encouraged other people to be, has it emboldened other people to be like Steph Curry? Have you seen an uptick?
I mean,
Amuna chi account chema coffees that you are receiving on a personal level. Katsapoke kamuri kutumira vanhu link mudie.
Kasanyo, I think I might need to actually come to coffee.
You might want to open. You know, you just say Vramromo.
Yeah, and don't go together. She only FFs.
This has been another episode.
She only Black and Forth fans. Man. It's been lit.
Yeah. Welcome. This is Black and Forth. 2 black kings and we got that sauce. They don't really make them like we no more. Back chop teddy that cause we know more than anybody you know. Jokes. Kova chango shika madiko my boss. Pano pakazara my friends nema ops munhu wese adi welcome. This is black and 4